Title: Eyeless Jack. I never believed in monsters. I thought they were just stories to scare children. That was until I encountered Eyeless Jack. It all started one stormy night when I was home alone, engrossed in a horror movie marathon. The power went out suddenly, leaving me in complete darkness. I fumbled for my phone, hoping to use its flashlight, but it was dead. As I sat there, my heart pounding, I heard a faint scratching sound coming from outside. Curiosity got the better of me, and I ventured into the storm to investigate. I followed the sound until I reached an old abandoned house at the edge of town. It loomed before me, its windows shattered and boarded up. The front door creaked open with a gust of wind, inviting me inside. Hesitant, I stepped into the decaying house. The air was stale and the floorboards groaned beneath my weight. I cautiously made my way through the darkened rooms, the scratching sound growing louder with each step. Finally, I reached a room at the far end of the house. The walls were covered in strange symbols, and an eerie glow emanated from a table at the center. As I approached, I saw a jar filled with what looked like human eyes. Before I could react, a figure emerged from the shadows. It was Eyeless Jack. A tall, slender man with no eyes, his face concealed by a mask. He moved towards me, his every step accompanied by a sickening cracking sound. Fear gripped me like a vice as I realized I was trapped. Jack's presence exuded an otherworldly aura, and I could feel his eyes on me despite his lack of sight.
"You shouldn't have come here,"
he whispered, his voice sending shivers down my spine. Jack lunged at me, his hands like claws, and I barely managed to dodge his attack. I ran, adrenaline pumping through my veins, desperate to escape the clutches of this monstrous being. But Jack was relentless. He pursued me through the house, his laughter echoing in the empty halls. I stumbled upon a hidden passage, a narrow tunnel leading deeper into the darkness. Without hesitation, I crawled inside, hoping it would lead me to safety. As I crawled, the tunnel seemed to stretch on endlessly. The air grew colder, and I could hear whispers echoing around me. It was as if the tunnel was alive, taunting me with its secrets. Finally, I emerged into a hidden chamber illuminated by a single flickering candle. The walls were adorned with countless photographs of people, their eyes gouged out. I realized with horror that these were Jack's victims. Before I could comprehend the gravity of the situation, a chilling voice filled the chamber. "You've stumbled upon my domain," Jack said, his voice dripping with malice. "Now you shall become one of my collection." I backed away, but there was nowhere to run. Jack moved towards me, his mask revealing a sadistic grin. I closed my eyes, preparing for the worst. But then a deafening crash echoed through the chamber, and a figure appeared wielding a weapon. It was a mysterious stranger who had come to my rescue. With swift precision, the stranger fought Jack, their battle fierce and relentless. In the chaos, I managed to escape the chamber, running back through the tunnel and out of the abandoned house. I didn't look back, too afraid of what I might see. Now I live in constant fear, haunted by the memory of Eyeless Jack. I know that he is still out there, lurking in the darkness, waiting for his next victim. And as long as he roams the night, I can never truly be safe. But I'm determined to uncover the truth behind Eyeless Jack, to understand his origins and put an end to his reign of terror. And so my journey continues, driven by a relentless pursuit of justice and the hope that one day I can rid the world of this horrifying monster. To be continued. Welcome back to the continuation, the Gabriel Chronicles. Chapter 1, Eyeless Jack. The days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months as I delved deeper into the mystery of Eyeless Jack. I spent countless hours researching ancient myths and legends, searching for any clue that could lead me to the truth. One night, as I sat in my dimly lit study poring over old books, a sudden gust of wind blew through the room, extinguishing the candles. Startled, I turned to see a figure standing in the shadows. It was the stranger who had saved me from Eyeless Jack. "I've been watching you," the stranger said, his voice low and gravelly. "Your determination to stop Eyeless Jack is admirable, but you must be careful. He is more powerful than you can imagine." I felt a mixture of relief and curiosity. Finally, someone who understood the gravity of the situation, someone who could help me in my quest. The stranger introduced himself as Gabriel, a hunter of supernatural creatures who had crossed paths with Eyeless Jack before. Gabriel explained that Eyeless Jack was not just a mere monster, but a manifestation of ancient evil. He'd been lurking in the shadows for centuries, preying on unsuspecting victims, his hunger for human eyes insatiable. Together, Gabriel and I embarked on a perilous journey to uncover the secrets of Eyeless Jack's origins. We traveled to remote villages, spoke to witnesses, and encountered others who had survived encounters with the monster. Each clue we discovered brought us closer to the truth, but also deeper into danger. One night, while investigating an abandoned asylum rumored to be connected to Eyeless Jack, we stumbled upon a hidden chamber filled with ancient texts and forbidden knowledge. It revealed a dark ritual that could potentially banish Eyeless Jack back to the realm from which he came. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Gabriel and I prepared for a final confrontation with Eyeless Jack. We knew the risks were high, but we were determined to put an end to his reign of terror once and for all. As the moon reached its zenith, we found ourselves standing in the heart of an ancient forest where Eyeless Jack was said to be most vulnerable. The air crackled with an eerie energy as we chanted the incantation, our voices echoing through the trees. Suddenly the ground trembled beneath us, and Eyeless Jack emerged from the darkness. His presence was more menacing than ever, his eye sockets hollow and filled with darkness. But we stood our ground, our resolve unwavering. A battle ensued, a clash of wills and supernatural forces. Eyeless Jack fought with a ferocity that sent shivers down our spines, but we fought back with equal determination. It was a struggle of life and death, a battle that would determine the fate of countless lives. Finally, as the first rays of dawn broke through the trees, we managed to weaken Eyeless Jack. With a final burst of energy, we completed the ritual, banishing him back to the depths of darkness from where he came. Exhausted but victorious, Gabriel and I stood in the clearing, the weight of our accomplishment sinking in. Eyeless Jack was defeated, his reign of terror finally over. We had succeeded where so many others had failed. But as we looked out into the forest, we knew our work was not yet done. There were other supernatural creatures lurking in the shadows, waiting to prey on the innocent. And so Gabriel and I vowed to continue our hunt, protecting the world from the horrors that dwelled in the night. To be continued. Please stay tuned for future episodes of the Gabriel Chronicles.